Right now, the airport is empty. Look. So what a perfect time to share with you. If you guys want to go to Kenya in 2025, I have some new requirements for you to know prior to going. So as of January 2024, they implemented something new. Before, they used to do visa on arrival. So you travel to Kenya and then you pay for a visa. Many countries do this depending on what nation you're from. So for example, in Egypt, they have a visa on arrival, which I think I paid like 25 bucks. So you land, you go to the bank, you pay the fee, and then they give you the visa right there. So Kenya used to do the same thing, and so they stopped. So now they have something called an ETA, which is a Electronic Travel Authorization that people have to apply for, at least 72 hours before your trip. That's the typical time it takes for it to come back. And so you want to make sure you have some time for that. So a lot of countries are changing that. So in terms of getting the ETA, you have to have a valid passport with at least 6 months beyond your desired time you want to travel. So in other words, if you want to go in June, you have to make sure your passport is at least good until December. That's 6 months later. And then you also have to make sure that your passport has at least one blank photo. So along with the application process of this ETA, you have to have a passport small photo, just like when you would apply for your passport and you have the small photo. You have to have that. They also want to know your travel itinerary. They want to see your flight info to make sure they know when you're going back. They want to know where you're staying when you're in the country. And yeah, so they just want all the information just so they know what's going on in their country. And the fee for this new system is $34. So it's not the most of a visa. Some places are outrageous with the prices of visas. $34 is not that bad, especially when it can come back in 72 hours. So that's something to think about. In terms of health, depending on what country you're coming from, you might need a yellow fever vaccination or hepatitis A or B vaccination. So look into that depending on where you're coming from. But us as Americans, that's not something that we necessarily have to worry about. In terms of another thing to know when you come into the country and you have to declare, if you come in with more than 10,000, you have to declare that. In most countries, that's the amount, $10,000. And then obviously no drugs, no counterfeit currency or anything like that, which is standard pretty much everywhere. And then upon arriving, you have to complete an F88 form. So this is just some things to help you out if you decide that you want to go over there. And yeah, let me know if this is helpful. Catch you guys on the next one. Airport's still empty. Look. Catch you on the next one.